Got Matt Lowry on the line from Conquest Chronicles talking up USC football. Historically, with the NFL draft just about a week away, historically, it's quite a battle for those people that like to keep track of such things between USC, Ohio State, and Notre Dame for all-time draft picks and also first-round draft picks. It's quite the battle going on between those three blue bloods. And so how does USC stack up in regards to holding its ground here in 2021?
Well, the way it looks right now, and just looking at a couple of mock drafts and looking at how things are trending, we could have one USC player in the first round, and that's Elijah Vera Tucker, who I know a lot of scouts are high on at the offensive tackle position. A lot of GMs are high on him. I've seen him go anywhere from the mid to low first round. So I want to say I don't think he cracks top 10. I don't think he cracks top 15. But it's somewhere between 16 and I want to say 32. It's somewhere in between there where I've seen him go on some mock drafts. I've also seen Amon-Ra St. Brown touch the first round, late first round in some of the mock drafts as well. There's some momentum with Amon-Ra St. Brown and him going in the first round as well. As far as with Talanoa Hufanga is somebody who I will keep my eye on for that second to third round. I think the fact that he's a playmaker and in the right system, he can play at strong safety, free safety. He can play at the nickel corner position. He can defend tight ends. You can bring him in as an outside linebacker to blitz. He can play multiple positions on defense, which makes him valuable, and he can always make a play on defense. But you got to remember, Mark, he was injured most of his USC career. I think this was the healthiest he's been was last season. Last season he dealt with, or not last season, but the season before 2019, he dealt with injuries. 2018, he dealt with injuries. So as far as tape, there's not much tape to go off of. And mind you, there was no NFL combine. It was just pro days. So there was no NFL combines. There's no workouts where these guys can go to. So really everything is based off of tape. This is based off of film. And Talanoa Hufanga has enough film to get him drafted in the second to third round, but he doesn't have enough film to get to push him up. And not having a combine where you've seen guys stock go up or go down. Not to mention there weren't many all-star games this year, which is something that a lot of teams also scout off of. So there wasn't he's not a senior, so he couldn't play in the Senior Bowl. There wasn't any more all-star games, because I think the only one we heard about was the Senior Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, right? That was the only all-star game that took place because of the pandemic. Yeah. So there was no other all-star games that took place that could bring in a player like a Talanoa Hufanga and go, hey, build your stock up. He didn't have the consistent seasons like Elijah Vera Tucker and Amon-Ra St. Brown to get drafted or to get pushed into that first round. Now, maybe he could go into the first round. We've seen weird things happen in the NFL draft where where GMs take guys early. So he could go in the first round. But I think the second round is where you'll hear his name called. Maybe that third round. But I think somebody who has a defensive need at safety, and there's quite a few teams who need a need at safety, will take somebody like Talanoa Hufanga.
Matt, we appreciate you stopping by as always to break down USC football for us. So we'll be tracking you down, of course, with the transfer portal humming, and recruiting will break through with the dead period ending on May 31st.
Yes, it's looking forward to all of that, especially with dead period ending. So visits are about to ramp up here soon. So you're going to hear about a lot of guys on campus soon.